Hi YouTube, it's me Bethan again. Today I thought I'd talk to you about one of my other conditions, known as eczema. Eczema affects the skin and causes it to become red and itchy. It can also cause it to be dry and cracked. It is a long-term condition. Eczema can also be referred to as atopic eczema or atopic dermatitis. Eczema comes from the Greek word exin, meaning to boil. Eczema varies person to person, and it is not contagious, so it cannot be caught or passed on through direct or indirect contact. In mild cases, the skin will be red, itchy, dry, and in severe cases, the skin may be weeping, crusting, bleeding. Constant scratching causes the skin to split, and this is how infections can set in. The majority of time, eczema affects children, but however it can continue through to adulthood. Like in my case, I mean I'm nearly 18, still, yeah, and I'm still going through it. Oh, so yeah, or it can also disappear in childhood and then reoccur later in life, for no clear reason. With me, it's never gone. I've had it since the age of 3 months old, and now nearly 18, I've still got it. It's still as constant as ever. It is estimated that eczema affects 1 in 5 children and 1 in 22 adults. There are several different forms of eczema, which include atopic. Atopic eczema is the most common form of eczema, and it can affect people of all ages, but it is mostly seen in children. And it affects between 5 and 15% of children in the UK by the age of 7 years old. It affects 60% in their first years of life and 85% in the first 5 years of life. The majority of children will grow out of this form of eczema as they grow older. However, it can stop at any age, so it's hard to sort of define what age is likely to go by because it varies person to person, as everyone's different. In 65% it's gone by the age of 7. In 74% the eczema will have gone by the age of 16. It is never possible to know if you will or will not grow out of eczema, although if you have a more severe form of eczema, then it is unlikely you will ever grow out of it. Those who are lucky enough to grow out of atopic eczema are likely to have sensitive skin as they grow up. It's not known why or how atopic eczema develops, but research has shown it is a combination between environmental and genetics. Atopic eczema can flare up or calm down from time to time, but however, even between flare-ups, the skin can be really dry and itchy. This form of eczema tends to affect the natural creases such as the backs of the knees, elbows, sort of in this bit of your arm. No, that's not your elbow, but that's not quite effect. And also it can occur in small patches all over the skin. Well, I haven't really got much to show you at the moment, but I'll put some pictures of it at its worst on here. And that sort of thing. The triggers of this type of eczema can range from things like soap, detergent, skin infection, house dust mites, near droppings, animal fur, animal hair, animal saliva, pollens, overheating, rough clothing. Most common symptom though with atopic eczema is the itch. At times it can be really unbearable and lead to sleepless nights, which I've had the last week. But obviously, as you can see, my eczema's not that bad, so I'll explain that in another video at a later date. It can cause frustration, depression, stress. It can also affect the family of the person with the eczema as well, like where they get annoyed with you for scratching and, you know, get frustrated seeing it like it. Contact eczema or dermatitis, or contact eczema or dermatitis, whatever you want to call it, affects around 9% of the UK population. It is also the most common work-related skin condition. There are 2 types of this kind of eczema, or dermatitis, whatever you want to call it, which are irritant contact eczema or dermatitis. Irritant contact eczema or dermatitis is a frequent reaction to everyday things that irritate the skin, which can include soap, detergents, hair cosmetics, bleach, raw food, And this form of eczema or dermatitis occurs on the hands and the face, but like all eczema, it can affect other parts of the body as well. It just varies person to person. If a person has atopic eczema, then they are more prone to getting this form of eczema dermatitis as well. Symptoms can include mild dryness of the hands, redness of the skin. It can be painful, it can be fluid-filled or ulcerated. Professions such as hairdressers, nurses, cleaners, construction workers and metal workers are more at risk of this form of eczema dermatitis. Allergic contact eczema dermatitis. This form is a lot less common than the others mentioned so far. By using the smallest amount of what are labelled harmless chemicals or products can cause severe allergic reaction. This form of eczema dermatitis is caused by a person having an allergic reaction to a specific chemical or product. For this kind to occur, the person will have to be exposed to the chemical repeatedly over a period of months or years before signs even start to occur. Once this has occurred, the body's defence mechanisms become immune to the chemical or the product, and this then causes the reaction to react. And can either be instant or delayed, depending on what exactly the allergen is. Most commonly this is seen on the hands, and the symptoms are dryness of the hands, redness, split, cracked, weeping fluid filled and intense itching, soreness and pain. Stinging is also another one. Oh my god, I'm never going to pronounce this one. If I pronounce it wrong, I'm sorry. Seborrheic. This form of eczema is found in adults, and it starts with dandruff of the scalp that then progresses into redness, and it then becomes irritant and scales as the scalp becomes inflamed. It can then spread down the face and neck to the eyebrows and the temples and the folds of the side of the nose and neck, commonly affected with this form of eczema. The affected areas appear like red and white small flakes of skin, which can be really bad behind the ears. With this form of eczema, there can also be thick greasy scales on the skin, which make the affected area look crusted. It is not known what causes this form of eczema. However, a form of yeast has been found on the skin of people with this form of eczema, but this could be to blame for it. This form of eczema requires treatment, which sadly will not get rid of the eczema, but will make it bearable to live with. Discoid. This form of eczema has a very distinct coin shape. Coin shape look to it. These occur in the size of 50p coins, and they start out being bumpy. They most commonly affect the lower legs or the forearms, and then within a few days of these bumps occurring, the coin-shaped bumps will then begin to ooze, and they will then become extremely itchy, crusted and infected. A few days or so later, it will then become badly scaly, and the centres of the bumps will disappear, leaving dry, flaky skin. The cause of this form of eczema is again not known, although dry skin is commonly seen in those with the condition. Gravitational. This form of eczema is more common in later life, and it occurs more commonly in women, and more common if you have poor circulation, have blood clots in your legs, varicose veins, or if you're overweight. If you have poor circulation, then blood moves a lot less up towards the heart, and the increased pressure weakens the veins, the walls of the vein rather, which is what causes the build-up of the fluid in the lower legs, and this results in swelling of the ankles. Blood then can leak through the tiny vessels in the leg, and this will result in dark red or brown patches underneath the skin. And over time, the skin will become very weak and thin, as well as fragile, and this means that it can easily be broken down and cause an ulcer. Gravitational eczema is a severe condition, and the skin can weep and have crusted areas. Oh my god. Osteototic. This form of eczema commonly affects those over the age of 60, and the cause of it is again not known. However, it can be linked to conditions with with a decrease in oil in the skin, low humidity, over cleansing the skin, hot baths, scrubbing at the skin, vigorous towel drying, pre-existing dryness of the skin. This form of eczema commonly occurs on the shins with a paving kind of appearance. Also grooves can appear which appear to be pink or red in colour, but only actually affect the superficial layer of the skin. Other areas of the body which can be affected by this form of eczema include the arms, thighs, lower back. However, this form of eczema is usually linked to the lower legs. Pomphilox or something. Yeah, this form of eczema is restricted only to the hands and feet and causes blistering to them. In particular, it is the sides of the fingers, the palms of the hand and the soles of the feet which are most commonly affected. This form accounts for 5 to 20% of hand-based eczema. Blisters of the hands can weep and cause the skin to be really itchy and inflamed. And also peeling of the hands and feet occurs as the blister dry out. The cause of this form of eczema, again, is not known, but it has been proven that excessively sweaty hands or feet, emotional tension can aggravate the condition. Eczema tends to occur in the natural folds of the skin, so this can include the backs of the knees, fronts of the elbows, on the neck, around the eyes and ears. But however, it can occur in other areas of the body, such as the arms, hands, stomach, back, and so on. And the cause of eczema is unknown, which, lucky for me, is another condition that is not known as to what is causing it, so that's all good. Yeah. However, eczema is more likely to occur in someone who has allergies, and it can run in families or come with asthma or hay fever, but that's not always the case. This is something that I'm being tested for at the moment, but you'll find out a lot later in my videos. I'm trying to do it all in order, and yeah, but it will be on it eventually. It's estimated that 1 in 5 children in the UK has eczema, and 1 in 10 cases occur before a child's 5th birthday. So that's quite a lot of people really that have eczema. Yeah, I hope you've learned a little bit more about eczema and how it affects people and that sort of thing. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment or inbox me. And if you like this video, like it and subscribe, and I will see you very, very soon. Bye!